So today's session is all about the back. A few twists, not so many turns, but just focusing on strengthening and stretching out the spine and the obliques, just to help give us some core strength and some balance throughout our practice. Now, first thing we're going to do is just be in a seated position, just whatever's comfortable for you. Now, you may need a block or a cushion underneath your buttocks, just the edge, just to help keep that length through your spine. Now, just while we're going to do some breathing, I'm just going to hold these little bean bags in my hand. It just gives me a little bit of pressure and just reminds me of to be present, to be here. Now, you can also put them on your knees if you've got enough, and on your hands. Just drop your hands in between, or even just rest over like this. If you don't have them, it absolutely doesn't matter. Very few people ever use them. I just like the feel of it when I'm trying to do my breathing but stay in the present. So we're just going to do some equal breaths. So we're going to be breathe in for 4 and then breathe out for 4. We're going to do that for a round of 10. Okay, so 10 times we're going to breathe in and out, holding or elongating the breath to 4 seconds each. Okay, so 1, 2, Open your eyes if you have them closed. Just relax your hands down by the side of you. Now, obviously we weren't doing the breath for too long. It was just kind of to bring your awareness to the mat, just for us to be here, in this moment, present. So, what we're going to do, we're going to stay in our seated position. We're just going to take a twist. So, inhale, take your arms to the side. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale here, and exhale, just drop down. And you might be able to come a little bit further, and that's fine. You might be further up, you might be still up here. You might need a block, just to lean on, wherever that may be. That's fine. Whatever is working for you. See a couple more breaths. Your next inhale, we're going to come back up to centre. Breathe out. Okay. Exhale. Inhale, bring your arms out. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale here, and then exhale, drop down. And we're trying to keep this leg down as well. You should be getting a nice stretch along the side, along your obliques. Next inhale, come back to centre. Okay. We're going to do what's called a gate latch pose, but a seated gate latch. So, take the left leg, bring it round to the side. Now you're not sitting on it, it's just kind of touching, and you should be sitting on your buttocks, and you'll get a really deep stretch along your leg. Now if this is too much for you, with your leg in this position, try using a block underneath your buttocks. That actually just gives a little bit of support, lifts you up, and the stretch is not as deep. Or just have the leg out to the side, so it's not as, you'll still get a big stretch on the knee, but obviously it's not so much through the leg. Or even if you can, just here, you're going to be taking this leg out to the side, you see. So, I'm actually going to put a block underneath. I've already pre-recorded a lot of sessions, and my muscles are feeling it. Okay, so we're going to take the right leg out to the side, not too far, just so we've got a nice stretch going on. Just go as far as you need. Toes are engaged, so they're up. We are tall through our back and through our crown. We're just going to extend our arms to the side and then drop our right elbow to the right knee, relax. Now you can either bring this one over, or you can relax it down here. You can even grab your toe and drop your elbow down. And then not a very straight arm for me, it should be further back and over. The shoulder rotation is not very good for me. Inhale, come back up. Inhale, bring the leg in. And we're going to swap sides. So I'm still on my block, just finding it's helping. Bringing this leg behind me. This might be more difficult because this leg's really tight today. And that's the thing, when you come into practice, you don't always just have an injury. One day, one muscle might just feel tighter than the other. One session you might be able to do a move that you can't do another time. There's no rhyme or reason, it just all depends what's going on in your body and what's going on in your everyday life, where you're carrying your tension, if you've got any stresses, any strains in your everyday life, which you bring onto the mat. Which is partly why we do some of the breathing, just to help us de-stress and get rid of any of that. But if you are holding things in your muscles, or a particular muscle is a bit more tense, you might have slept funny, then there are going to be days when you just can't do things that you could do the week before. You guys see that from me all the time, so I'm not worried. Right, exhale, the leg goes out. Toes are nicely engaged, still tucked with this foot under here. Arms out to the side. Drop down. Now again, you can either stay here, bring the arm over, or you can grab your toe, drop your elbow down towards your knee, and either be here or be here. Now I'm just using it like this because although my elbow is not touching my knee, it actually gives me a bigger stretch than if I'm like this. I don't have the same stretch. So that's why I'm going this way. And I'm working hard on keeping my shoulders. Because the whole point is we're bending through the side. Inhale, come back up to centre. Inhale, bring that leg. Oh. Okay. Hug like this. drop the head down. And come back up. Okay. Now we're going to do a forward fold, seated. So you can either come off your block, stay on your block. I don't normally use a block for this, but I'm going to today. So nice and tall, shoulders are dropped. Extend the arms up and out. Push up through the spine, through the neck. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold over to try and grab our toes. So really engage those toes. Exhale over. Now if you need, you can bend your knees, that's fine. If you can't get to this position, just be wherever you are. If you can only slightly bend, just put your hands wherever you can. Just keep your toes pointing up so that your legs are engaged and try and keep it straight through the back. So it might be that you're here, you've just got a slight bend going on, but you can feel that stretch. That's okay, that's not a problem. You might even have, like we do sometimes in yin or restorative yoga, just a cushion there just to help. Again, that's absolutely fine. It's more the stretch along the back of the legs and the lower spine that we're looking for. So whatever works and is comfortable for you, you'll slowly, as you do it more, you'll be able to get further and further into the bend. There are some people that have been doing yoga for forever and are really stretchy through the back, and they can bend all the way over and rest their head on their feet. Now I don't think I'm ever going to be in that position, I will be honest. Okay, walk back up. Hands by your side and just bend those knees, putting your soles on the floor. And again, just hug into those knees and drop that head. This just kind of counteracts the stretch. Okay, so we're going to go into Cobra, then we're going to try an upward facing dog. So let's shift ourselves ready for Cobra. So we're going to come to a laying position. I'm just going to move that cushion. And in Cobra, your hands should be just underneath your shoulders. And your feet are pointed and are hip width apart. So they're not together, they're just slightly hip width apart. And then you just slowly push up. And your arms up, you bring your elbows in. Drop those shoulders. So when you're up, your hands will be just outside of your shoulders, just forward of your shoulders. Just relax down. Now we're going to just bring our hands back just a little bit. And we're going to take a bigger bend. So this time we're going to try and straighten the arms. And this is upward facing dog. So going to slowly come up on the in-breath. I'm going to straighten those arms, drop those shoulders. Just allow your groin to drop towards the floor. So the arms are really engaged. You'll feel this in the back. Now if it's pinching, if it's too painful, just come out of it, and you could maybe try going into a sphinx, which is just your elbows are on the floor, palms are flat, and you just lift yourself up here. But if you are okay, in the upward facing dog, we'll be here for a few more breaths. we're going to come up onto the knees. On your in-breath, push up onto your knees. Bring your buttocks backwards and tuck your toes under. So we've got a resting, or a variation of child's pose. Come back onto the knees. Tuck your toes. I'm going to just move forward on my mat. Tuck your toes underneath, and we're going to come up into downward facing dog. So the opposite. Okay. So on your in-breath, you're going to push up with your tailbone all the way till your legs straighten out. Ready? Just walk into that downward facing dog. Now it's the buttocks that's going up. You're trying to keep your back straight as you can. Okay, walk those legs in. Walk your hands back. Just straighten those legs. Again, if you can't get the legs straight or this stretches too much, bend those knees or use a block. And if you can get all the way down so your hands are flat, well done. Slowly walk your hands back up your legs. Looking out for my light. Okay, we're going to go into Tadasana, so into a mountain pose. And then we're going to take it into a half moon. So we're going to bring our arms up and over our head, hands touching. Just going to lean to one side, so lean over to your left. Really push those shoulder blades together. We can open the hands if we wish, we can keep them together. Just getting a bend going on the side, and then just look towards the left shoulder. Now if this is too much or pinching, you can have a chair, you can use the wall, you can just slightly lean over as opposed to going all the way. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go to the opposite side. So remember, we're really pushing those shoulder blades back. And then we're going to exhale. Back up. Bring your arms down in front of you. Okay. Now we're going to do that with our breath just a couple of times. So going to inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Okay, 3 more times with like that. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. 2 more times at your own speed. side when you're finished. Okay. I'm going to step away with our left foot, toes pointing towards the short edge of the mat. We're going to step back with the right foot, toes pointing towards the long end of the mat. We're just going to take a reverse warrior. So arms out, turn to face your left leg, make sure everything is balanced. And as we exhale, we're going to drop backwards, trying to keep our hips and our shoulders facing forward. So remember we speak about like headlights of a car, so instead of the headlights facing over here, the headlights are facing over our foot. We're trying to get them one either side of our foot. So arms out here, twisting, we're dropping back. Now you can either hold on to your leg, to either your upper thigh, or if you can your calf, and just lean back. You're going to get really strong opening on the hip flexor. Inhale up. Just going to fold over just to counteract that. Up. Drop that down. Walk to the middle. Bring your toes in line. Be here. Now again, you might need to bend those knees. Might need a block. That's fine. We're going to go the opposite way now. So turn your right foot, so your toes are pointing towards the short end of the mat. Back foot stays, facing the long end of the mat. Stacking those legs over. Arms out. Twisting, getting our headlights, or trying to get our headlights there. And then we're going to inhale, lean back, okay? So I'm going to try not to keep hitting my light. Now try and keep the back leg straight, but it's wherever you can get your arm to. So if it's here, and you've got a bend, that's fine. If it's further down and you've got a bend, again, that's fine. But try and keep that bend in the front leg. I'm not saying that I'm doing it perfectly, but that's what we're aiming for, is to keep that bend there. Inhale up, straighten that leg, bend it again, bring your hand down, just looking up over there. Oh, my back needs that counter pose. Drop your hand down, walk your hands to the middle and bring that foot in. Now bring your feet in. Keep those knees bent. We're just going to ragdoll. Give yourself a sway side to side. Just nice and gentle. Okay, we're going to go back into downward facing dog. I'm just turning around on my mat. We're going to drop our arms, stretch our feet out behind us. Come into a plank, so move the hands out a little bit. Now, if you can't do the plank here, remember you can go down on your elbows That's not a problem. But we're going to do a side plank. So we're going to drop both of our feet, so the side is there. Just going to stretch, but we're going to lift those hips up. And look, 5 breaths here. Now, you could stack some blocks or some cushions if you want underneath here, or you might not even be this high, that's fine. Drop down. We're going to go the other side. Here. Drop down on the knees, untuck your toes. Come into child's pose. Okay, we're going to go onto our back. So come up onto your knees. I'm going to turn over onto our back. So this is the last, pose before Shavasana. I'm going to lay down. Bend your knees so that your feet are in line with your hips. Place your hands down by your side. Kind of walk your shoulders down a little bit. Until you're touching, you can just, your middle finger is just grazing your heels. Lift your shoulders, and again walk your hands underneath. Lift your shoulders, lift your hips. We're going to be here. Pushing up through the shoulders, and through the feet. Really engaging that core. You might need to move them a bit more in order to touch your feet if you can. Now you could put a block underneath here to support you, or a load of cushions. If you're feeling a pinch, just come out of it, don't do the bridge so deep. Engaging those abdominal muscles. Relax them down. Relax your shoulders out. Straighten those legs. Bring yourself up. Now if you can, oh, nearly there. Take your hands off. It's a boat, it's meant to rock. And be here. It's a work in progress. Okay, relax down anyway. Going to grab cushion, blanket. We're going to come into Shavasana. Now, the other good thing about these is you can put them, now you can get proper yoga bean bags, which are great because they go across your eyes and they fit. I just wanted these more for just that little bit of pressure. Take some long, steadying breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Okay, allow your breath to return to normal. I want you to scan your body, starting at your feet. Using a white light, allow that light to travel over your body. Now you can go as slow or as fast as the light needs. It just needs to be able to gauge how your body is feeling. Are there any areas of tension? Are there any areas that need a bit of extra TLC? Now I want you to imagine that every time you breathe in, your muscles are melting, relaxing into the mat. You're breathing in calmness and tranquility. You are breathing out tension and stresses. Breathing in calmness and tranquility. Breathing out stresses, tension. bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle those toes, wiggle the fingers. Some gentle rotations, the wrists and the ankles. And then bring your knees in to hug yourself. Roll over to one side. Place your hands under your cheeks. Just take a few breaths here. With your eyes closed, come up to seated. Put your hands, palms together, thumbs to heart centre. Pop a smile on your face. Slowly blink your eyes open. So from my heart to yours, namaste. And hopefully you liked that practice. It wasn't a very long practice, but it was quite a strong practice. So would have used lots of different muscles in that one. So enjoy. Remember to make adaptations where you need to make the adaptations. And I love you all lots, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye.